The Citadel Massacre. The night blood rose over Cairo's fortress. On a heavy evening in Ottoman Cairo, precisely on the 3rd of March, 1811, the city stood still, as if fate itself was about to descend upon it in a cloak of darkness. The streets buzzed with gossip. Word had spread of a grand banquet to be held at the Citadel, hosted by Muhammad Ali Pasha, the Ottoman governor of Egypt, whose star had risen swiftly from an ordinary Albanian soldier to the master of the land. Yet no one among the commoners, or even the dignitaries of the city, knew that the feast was but a trap, and that what awaited the Mamluks within the stone walls was not food nor wine, but treachery cloaked in honor, and a massacre masked by celebration. The backstory. Why did Muhammad Ali want the Mamluks dead? When Muhammad Ali assumed power, he did not yet hold true control. The Mamluks, those sword-bearing elite warriors, still wielded influence, land, and political power. Though weakened by the French invasion and the Ottoman return, they remained a potent threat to his ambitions. He knew that as long as the Mamluks lived, he could never rule Egypt in peace. But how could he kill them all at once? A direct attack would provoke rebellion. The Mamluks were not mere soldiers. They were clans and chieftains with loyal followers throughout the land. So he pondered, he plotted, and then smiled coldly as a plan took shape: the Citadel Banquet. The night of the massacre. Treachery served on golden plates. On the morning of Sunday, March 1st, 1811, formal invitations were sent to the senior Mamluk amirs to attend a celebration in honor of the Egyptian army's departure for the Hijaz to fight the Wahhabis. It was a grand event, one that seemed impossible to refuse. Around 470 Mamluks arrived, adorned in full regalia, their golden swords gleaming, mounted on prized Arabian horses, their faces proud and unsuspecting. They entered the great gates of the citadel, greeted by music and warm welcomes from Muhammad Ali's men. All appeared perfectly hospitable. But once they were inside a narrow corridor known as the Citadel Passageway, the heavy doors slammed shut behind them, and with them, their last hope for survival. At a silent signal from one of the guards, gunfire erupted from hidden windows. Bullets rained down mercilessly. The narrow path left no space to maneuver. Horses panicked. Men screamed. Blood soaked the stones. There was no escape, no mercy, just steel and smoke and slaughter. Only one man survived, a Mamluk named Amin Bey, who leapt with his horse from the towering citadel wall and fled, wounded and shocked, into the unknown. The massacre didn't end at the citadel. In the hours that followed, the carnage spread. Muhammad Ali issued strict orders to wipe out every remaining Mamluk across Egypt, from Cairo to Upper Egypt. In towns, villages, and even farmlands, homes were raided, properties seized, and those of Mamluk blood were hunted down, young and old alike. Thus, the Citadel Massacre was not just a killing. It was a brutal political purge the likes of which Egypt had never seen. The result: power without a rival. With the Mamluks extinguished, Muhammad Ali emerged as the undisputed ruler of Egypt. He began rebuilding the nation in his vision, forming a modern army, launching educational missions, and bringing about sweeping industrial and agricultural reforms. But no matter how high he rose, the shadow of the citadel remained stained with blood, whispering to all who passed of that night when chivalry was slaughtered at the gates of ambition. Historians' reflections: a necessary evil or a bloody crime? Historians have long debated the event. Some argue that Muhammad Ali had no choice, Had he not killed them, they would have killed him. Others see it as a betrayal most foul, an ambush against men who entered as guests, unarmed and unsuspecting. The Egyptian chronicler Al-Jabarti, who lived through the event, wrote in his journal with deep sorrow. On the 3rd of Jamada al-Awwal, the Mamluks were all killed in a single stroke. Not a soul was spared. It was a horrific affair, the likes of which Cairo had never witnessed. Aftermath. Blood that would not wash away. Years passed. New palaces were built over the citadel. Faces changed. Eras shifted. Yet that narrow passage, the corridor of death, remains. To this day, when you walk through that stone path, you can almost hear the whispers of betrayal. It's as if the walls still echo with the screams of the fallen, and the earth beneath your feet still remembers the blood spilled upon it. For history may be written in ink, but it is carved upon the walls with blood.